my name is Angie. I'm a social psychology professor and yoga instructor. Been making some practices for how to keep yourself centered and open and comfortable during social distancing or self-isolation that many of us around the world might be practicing right now. The first two practices that I posted are for opening up, in particular the hips and the shoulders, for some emotional release working through the pelvis. The practice that I'm going to post today is more to support you if you've been in the house for 2 weeks now and you find yourself going a little bit stir crazy and you need just more movement and more activity. So today's practice is an Ashtanga based practice or an Ashtanga inspired practice. I'm not an authorized Ashtanga teacher. Check your local Mysore studios for class times. They're probably teaching online right now. But what we will do is use that as a base for much more movement, trying to maintain a centered focus on the body and on the breath during the practice, but also just continuously moving. So if you find that it's very hard to sit still and be centered, or to sit in a pose and be centered, here we will hold poses for 5 breaths, but otherwise engage in more continuous movement. So with that said, we'll get started. In Ashtanga, no warm-up. We start in sun salutations. So we'll do 4 rounds of sun salutations A, 3 rounds of sun salutations B. These always go a little bit quickly. Try to stay with it. We're warming up the body. Modify as necessary for you. And then we get into poses that are a little bit more held with some cardiovascular transitioning in between. So coming to the top of the mat, toes together, heels maybe slightly apart. Remember turning on the legs, finding a neutral pelvis, long spine, relaxing the chest and shoulders, chin at neutral. We'll inhale the palms up, gazing up. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhale, stepping or jumping the feet back into plank, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, pulling the weight back, downward facing dog. Here we stay for 1, breathing deeply. 2, spine is long. 3, legs are long, it's okay if the knees need to be bent. 4 and 5, stepping or jumping your feet forward. Inhale, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, hinging from the hips, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, Samastitihi, second round. Inhaling your palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing forward. Exhale, stepping and jumping the feet back, bending the elbows, elbows stay near the chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back, downward facing dog. Feet hips distance apart here, parallel toes facing forward for 1. Fingers spreading. 2, index or middle finger facing forward. 3, trying to find length in the spine. 4, spreading your shoulders. 5, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhaling, gazing up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinging from the hips, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, Samastitihi, third round. Inhaling your palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, gazing forward. Exhale, stepping or jumping your feet back, bending the elbows, chaturanga, strong core. Inhale. And exhale, pulling the hips back. Downward facing dog. For 1, spreading the shoulders away from the ears. 2, relaxing the neck. 3, keeping the core braced and active. 4, legs active. And 5, stepping or jumping the feet forward. Inhale, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, hinging from the hips, bringing the palms up, gazing up.
Exhaling, Samasthiti. Last round, A. Inhaling your palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhaling, stepping or jumping the feet back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back, downward facing dog. For 1, goal is to have your body in 2 straight lines here. 2, creating a triangle with the ground. 3, feeling length everywhere. 4, and 5, stepping or jumping your feet forward, inhaling, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, hinging from the hips, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, bending the knees, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhale, stepping or jumping the feet back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back into downward facing dog, turning the left heel in, stepping the right foot forward, bending the right knee, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling the palms down, stepping the right leg back, lowering into chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back into downward facing dog, turning the right heel in, stepping the left foot forward, bending the left knee, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling the palms down, stepping the left leg back, lowering into chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back into downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. For 1, 2, trying to breathe through the nose here. 3, 4, and 5. Stepping or jumping the feet forward, inhaling, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, Samasthiti, second round. Inhaling, bending the knees, palms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, stepping or jumping back, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back into downward facing dog, turning the left heel in, right foot forward, Virabhadrasana A. Exhaling the palms down, stepping the right leg back, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back, downward facing dog, right heel in, left foot forward, again, Virabhadrasana A. Exhaling your palms down, stepping the left leg back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back into downward facing dog, finding the breath. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stepping or jumping the feet forward, inhaling, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, bringing the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, Samasthiti. Last round, sun salutation. Inhaling, bending the knees, palms up, Utkatasana. Exhaling, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhale, stepping or jumping back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back, downward facing dog. Bringing the left heel in, right foot forward, Virabhadrasana A. Exhaling, stepping the right foot back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. exhaling, downward facing dog, right heel in, left foot forward, bending the knee, palms up. Exhaling the palms down, stepping the left leg back, lowering into chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog, finding your breath last time. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stepping or jumping the feet forward, inhaling, gazing up, exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, bringing the palms up, gazing up, exhaling, Samastitihi. Keep facing the front of your mat. You're going to turn to the side. We'll step or jump the feet, hips distance apart, feet parallel, toes facing forward, palms to the hips, elbows back, chest is open. Inhaling, gazing up, exhaling, hinging forward from the hips. If you're very tight, you might give yourself a bit of a brace and kickstand. You can bend your knees if you need to. We'll try to grab the big toe with the first 2 fingers. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, forward fold, chin and chest down toward the ground. Spreading the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears, legs stay active. Core is braced for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll inhale, lengthen the spine, gazing forward from any position. Again, bend your knees if you need to. Bringing the feet underneath the palms, big toe reaching to the wrist if you can. Inhale, lengthening. Exhaling, forward fold. Still spreading the shoulders, keeping them away from the ears for 1, 2, 3, tuning into your body, listening to your body. 4, and 5. Always adjusting the pose to what works for you. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, palms to the hips, elbows back. Inhaling all the way back up to standing. Exhaling, stepping or jumping your feet together. From the top of the mat, we step the right foot back, left toes in, 45 to 60 degrees. Right toes facing the back of the mat. Inhaling, palms up, shoulder height. Exhale, pulling the body toward the right side, Trikonasana, dropping the right palm, raising the left. Chest is open, aligned with the right leg, gazing up for 1, 2, 3. We want to make sure our palm is pulling up and not back. 4, keeping those legs active. And 5, inhale, pressing through that right foot, back up to standing, turning the right toes in, left toes to the top. Exhale, pulling the body toward the left side, dropping the left palm, gazing up over the right fingertips. Again, chest stays open, spine is long for 1, 2, trying to pull the weight back into the little toe side of the left foot. 3, keeping both legs active. 4, lifting the arch if you can. And 5, inhale, pressing through that left foot, back up to standing, turning the left toes in, right toes to the back of the mat. You might slightly shrink the stance, squaring your hips to the back of the mat. Inhale, raising the left arm. Exhaling, half forward fold, dropping the left palm, raising the right arm. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolving triangle. If you can, palm comes to the floor, spine stays long for 1, chest stays open. 2, again, palms up, not back. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, pressing through that right foot, back up to standing, turning the right toes in, left toes to the top of the mat, squaring the hips to the top of the mat. Inhale, raising the right arm. Exhale, half forward fold, dropping the right palm, raising the left arm, gazing up, finding your position for 1, trying to keep the hips square. 2, twist comes from mid-spine. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, pressing through that left foot, back up to standing, opening to the side, stepping or jumping to the top of the mat. Parsvakonasana, stepping the right foot back, wider this time. Left toes in, right toes to the back of the mat. Inhaling, palms up, shoulder height. Exhale, bending the right knee. If we can't find a 90 degrees on this right knee, you can bring the right elbow to the right knee or right palm down outside. Extending the left arm, left palm facing down, gazing up for 1, full body active. 2, pressing through that right foot. 3, but anchoring also through the left. 4, and 5, inhaling, pressing through that right foot, back up to standing, turning the right toes in, left toes to the top. Exhale, bending the left knee, left elbow to left knee, or palm outside, extending the right arm, gazing up for 1, 2, remembering to breathe. 3, 4, and 5. Again, inhaling, pressing through that left foot, turning the left toes in, right toes to the back, squaring your hips to the back. If you want, you can drop down onto the back knee. Otherwise, inhale, raising the left arm. Exhale, bending the right knee, left elbow up outside of the right knee, palms together at prayer, or if you can, left palm down, right arm extended, trying to create a straight line from the left foot up to the right hand for 1, 2, 3, keeping that left leg active, 4, and 5. Inhale, pressing through that right foot, back up to standing, turning the right toes in, left toes to the top, squaring the hips to the top. Inhale, raising the right arm. Exhale, bending the left knee, right elbow outside of the left knee, palms together or arms extended. For 1, remember you can be down on the right knee. 2, trying to keep our hips towards square. 3, spine long. 4, feeling a twist at the mid-back. And 5, inhale, pressing through that left foot, back up to standing, opening to the side, stepping or jumping to the top of the mat. Padmatanasana sequence. Again, stepping your right foot open, middle distance this time. Feet parallel, toes slightly in. So we don't want our feet rolling out, but slightly in. Legs active, not hyperextended at the knee. Palms to the hips, inhale, rolling the chest open, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold. So if we can, we bring the palms to the floor between or slightly behind the feet. If this is difficult, use your kickstand. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, forward fold, top of the head toward the ground. For 1, keeping both legs active. 2, lifting that arch, active on the outside. 3, feeling the stretch in the legs. 4, and maybe in the lower back. Spreading the shoulders. And 5, inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhale, strong core, strong hips, palms to the hips, elbows back. Inhaling all the way back up to standing. Exhale, release your hands. B, inhaling, palms up, shoulder height. Exhaling, palms to the hips, elbows back again, rolling that chest open. Inhale, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold, keeping your hands where they are, trying to get the head toward the ground. Elbows back, shoulders away from the ears for 1. Using your core to lengthen the spine. 2, bring it toward the ground. 3, keeping those legs active, feeling the stretch down the hamstrings. 4, and 5, inhaling all the way back up to standing. Exhaling, releasing your hands. Padmatanasana C. Inhaling, palms up, shoulder height. Exhaling, interlocking your hands behind the back. Inhale, rolling that chest open, gazing slightly up. Exhaling, forward fold. Again, top of the head toward the ground, palms down behind your head. Let's see where they go. Rolling those shoulders in for 1, 2. So wherever you are in this pose, enjoy it. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, strong legs all the way back up to standing. Exhaling, releasing your hands, palms to the hips, elbows back. A D, last round. Inhale, gazing up. Exhaling, forward fold, grabbing the big toe with the first 2 fingers. Again, taking care not to hyperextend at the knees. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhaling, forward fold, head toward the ground, shoulders away from the ears. We're using our core, not our shoulders, to get our head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhaling, palms to the hips, elbows back. Inhaling all the way back up to standing. And exhale, stepping or jumping to the top of the mat. Whew. Okay. Next pose, bringing the palms together behind the back, making a prayer pose if we can. If this is difficult, we grab toward the elbows and roll the chest open. Step the right foot back, turn the left toes in, right toes to the back of the mat, about 3 foot distance, squaring your hips to the back. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhaling, forward fold. Trying to keep the shoulders, the chest square to the extended right leg for 1, seeing where you find comfort. 2, keeping those hips square. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling all the way back up to standing. Turning the right toes in, left toes to the back of the mat, squaring the hips, to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhaling, forward fold. Parsvottanasana for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, lengthening the spine all the way back up to standing. Exhale, stepping or jumping to the top of the mat. And release your hands. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, standing balancing sequence. Trying to find strength and grounding through the left foot. We'll inhale, bend the right knee. You can grab the right knee and stand up nice and tall, shoulders aligned with the hips. Or if we can, we grab the right big toe, extend the right leg, and gaze forward. For 1, trying to keep those shoulders aligned with the hips. 2, hips with the heel. 3, gazing forward. 4, and 5, slowly opening the right leg to the right side, keeping those hips square, keeping the gaze either forward or gazing over the left shoulder for 1, 2, strong left leg, 3, 4, and 5, slowly right leg back to center. Go ahead and release. Point the toes, keep lifting the leg. Shoulders aligned with the hips, elbows back for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, slowly release, shake it out if you need to. We'll shift into the other side. So it looks like from here. Anchoring through that right foot. Inhale, raising the left leg, grabbing the left knee. Or the left big toe. Exhale if you want to, extending that leg, gazing forward. Left leg stays active for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly opening the left leg to the left side, trying to keep the hips approximately square, standing up tall. Gazing if you want to over the right shoulder. Remember, you can do this with the knee bent for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly left leg, left knee back to center. releasing the knee. Keep standing up nice and tall. You can keep that leg bent or extend it, gazing forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly release. We made it. Coming to the top of the mat. Toes together, heels slightly apart. We'll inhale the palms up, gazing up. Exhaling, hinging forward from the hips, spine stays long. Inhale, lengthening the spine, gazing up. Exhale, stepping or jumping the feet back, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Stepping or jumping your feet forward, heels together, toes together, knees together, bending the knees, bringing the palms up, gazing up, Utkatasana. Pelvis is neutral here, so we're not sticking the bum out. Gazing up for 1, bending the knees as deeply as you can. 2, spreading the shoulders away from the ears. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, stepping or jumping the feet back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog, turning the left heel in, stepping the right foot forward, bending that right knee, hip square. Palms up, Virabhadrasana 1. Spine is long. For 1, 2, making sure that knee is not collapsing in. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, pressing through that right foot, turning the right toes in, left toes to the back, bending the left knee. Virabhadrasana 1 left side, gazing up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Opening up, warrior 2. So shoulders aligned with the hips, sitting down, 90 degrees in that left knee, gazing forward, spreading those shoulders for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pressing through the left toes, turning the left toes in, right toes to the front, bending the right knee. Last time, warrior 2, right side for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Palms down either side of that right foot, stepping the right foot back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling the hips back into downward facing dog. We're going to step or jump our legs, extend them through, come into seated. Made it. Standing poses are finished. So sitting up nice and tall on the sits bones so that our pelvis is grounded, lower back is neutral. Legs are extended, pressing through the ball of the foot, pulling up that arch. Palms down either side of the hips. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, chin to the chest, gazing toward the nose. Full body is active, chest is rolling open for 1, 2, if you have long enough arms, we're pressing through the palms. 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and inhale, raise the chin. Exhale, release your hands, keeping the body nice and active. Inhaling, palms up overhead. And exhaling, forward fold, finding your Paschimottanasana. Remember, spine stays long. For 1, legs stay active. 2, so choosing your version. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing the pose. And here we vinyasa. Bring the knees toward the chest, crossing the ankles, palms down in front, stepping or jumping the feet back, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Again, we're going to step or jump the feet forward, extend the legs through, come back into seated. I'm going to face you and give you two options here. So, you can either take Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana or Janu Shirshasana A. So if your hip is quite open, we might bend to the right knee, grab the right foot from underneath an ankle, turn it over so that the ankle, the heel, is pressing into the left hip flexor, knee is angled forward. If that's difficult, bending the knee, opening the hip, right heel presses into the left inner thigh for Janu Shirshasana A. Either version, lengthening the spine, squaring the shoulders to that left leg. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. Again, looking for length. Trying to keep the shoulders square to that left leg stays active. Gazing at the toes for 1, so choosing your version. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing. Go ahead and release gently the right leg. Shaking it out. Coming into the other side, bending the left knee, opening the left hip, left heel presses into the right inner thigh for Janu Shirshasana A, or we guide it into the right hip flexor. So if we're very far forward, it's going to be uncomfortable. Stick with Janu. Otherwise, we inhale, lengthen the spine, squaring the shoulders to that right leg, exhaling, forward fold. Wherever we keep length in the spine, square in the chest and shoulders for 1, gazing toward the toes. 2, 3, toes keep facing the ceiling. 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing. Slowly, gently releasing that left leg. And again, we vinyasa. So knees to the chest, palms down in front, stepping or jumping back. Lowering into chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Stepping or jumping the legs forward, slowly extending them through. So you can just walk forward and come into seated. And again, options. So we'll either take Triangamukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana or we'll take Marichasana A. So the first option is to bend your knee. The right heel should be outside of the right hip, toes facing forward. If this is pretty comfortable, if you've got a strong forward fold, we might see if we can bring the right toes back. So the right knee continues to point forward, our legs not really open, we're not sitting on the ankle, toes are facing backward. So from either version, we want to be on both sits bones, inhale, lengthening the spine, left toes up, exhale, forward fold, gaze toward the toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing. Slowly, gently, any version, releasing the right leg, extending it forward, shaking it out if you need to. Coming into the left side. So remember, we can bend the left knee, left ankle outside of the left hip, space between the left heel and the right inner thigh, or toes back, sitting up nice and tall, not collapsing to the side. Choosing your option, inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, forward fold. If you're taking Marichasana, you might roll the arm underneath, see if you can bind from behind before we inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold, chin and chest down, keeping those right toes up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, slowly releasing the left leg, and vinyasa. Bending those knees, palms down in front, stepping or jumping back, bending the elbows. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, the hips back. Downward facing dog. Stepping or jumping the feet forward, extending the legs through. We're going out of sequence. taking a counter pose, Purvottanasana. Heels together, toes together, fingers spread, palms behind the hips, chest is already rolling open. Inhale, pressing through the heels, rolling the thighs in, lifting the hips. Keep lifting the hips as we roll the chest open, toes toward the ground for 1. Relaxing the neck. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We made it. Slowly release down and vinyasa. Working hard and keeping the chest and shoulders open, shoulders strong. Core is active, so our abdomen stays nice and long when we do our vinyasa. Varitasana seat, twisting pose. So again, we'll bend to the right knee just like before. Right heel is outside of the right hip, space between the right heel and the left thigh. Right palm down behind the back. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale. Then we'll inhale, raise the left arm. Exhale, twist from mid-spine, left elbow outside of the right knee. Again, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting, gazing over the right shoulder for 1, breathing deeply. 2, left leg stays active. 3, left toes toward the ceiling. 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing your arm, releasing the twist, releasing the leg. Shake it out if you need to. And other side. Bending that left knee. Left heel outside of the left hip. Left palm down behind the hips. Inhale, raising the right arm. Exhale, twisting from mid-spine, right elbow outside of the left knee. Again, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting, gazing over the left shoulder, keeping the spine long. 2, right toes toward the ceiling. 3, 4, remember to breathe deeply in all these poses. And 5, slowly inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing, extending this left leg. And vinyasa, remember focusing on the shoulders, focusing on the core. If this is difficult, we might bend the knees. For Navasana, boat pose. So extending the legs, heels active, toes active, palms down near to the hips, leaning backward until our legs want to come off the ground. Here we might point the toes. You can bend your knees if you need to, palms up, facing one another, gazing forward, keeping that chest open, spine long for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, bend your knees, pressing through the palms, lengthening the spine, keeping that length. Second round. Leaning backward, extending the legs, extending the arms for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Bending the knees, pressing through the palms, lengthening the spine. Last round. Leaning backward, extending the legs, extending the arms for 1, 2. Remember, you can always bend your knees. 3. If it's really hard, you can take support from one leg. 4, and 5. Directly into vinyasa. So palms down in front, stepping or jumping back, lowering into chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Stepping or jumping our feet forward, extending the legs through, coming back into seated. Taking Baddha Konasana, bending the knees, opening the hips. So sitting first in a butterfly position. If your hips are very tight, we might just work on creating length in the spine and gently rocking through the hips. If you're able to sit fairly comfortably, we grab the feet from above and below. Roll the feet open, bottom of the feet facing the ceiling.
Feeling this in the hips, should feel nothing in the knees. If you're feeling pain in the knees, gently ease out or even avoid. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, forward fold, keeping the spine long for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhale, releasing. We'll bring our knees back together and take a modification of B. So knees are bent, but our legs are a bit wide. So we can hug our legs and pull our spine back, spreading your shoulders here, flexing the length of the spine, trying to create a curve, like you're hunching on purpose. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening, sitting up nice and tall. And vinyasa. Take Buddhist Konasana. So if you can be sitting at the top of the mat, however you're comfortable, we're going to open up our legs really just like 90 degrees. You're not trying to get as wide as possible in this pose. Keeping the toes toward the ceiling, so we're not rolling open or closed here. Keeping these muscles active as we inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. See where you go today. If it's quite comfortable, you might grab your feet from outside. Chin and chest toward the ground, keeping those legs active, toes up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, release. One more time, vinyasa. So, stepping or jumping back, bending the elbows, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We'll step or jump our feet forward, extend the legs through, coming to the top of the mat so you can lie down on the back. Legs are long, spine is long. Bringing the left palm to the left hip. We're anchoring that left leg, left toes pointed. Right toes flexed, inhale, raising the right leg. If you can, we're grabbing the right big toe. If you can't, you might bend the right knee. Guide that knee toward the chest, choosing your option. Then we inhale, chin and chest toward the knee, gazing up for 1, 2, 3. Remember to keep that left leg active. 4, and 5. Slowly releasing down. Opening right toes to the right side. Remember, listening to your body, seeing where you go, keeping that left hip anchored, gazing over the left shoulder. Shoulders are anchored into the ground for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, right leg back to center. Exhale. And then inhaling, chin and chest toward the right leg. Exhale, releasing the chest. And then slowly releasing the right leg. If you need to shake anything out, do it. Otherwise, right toes are pointed. Right palm down on the right hip. Left toes flexed. Inhale, raising the left leg. If you can, grabbing the left big toes. Otherwise, grabbing the left knee. Inhale, chin and chest up, gazing forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly releasing the chest, and then opening the leg toward the left side. Remember, keeping that right hip anchored, right shoulder anchored, gazing toward the right side for 1, 2, breathing, 3, checking with your body, noticing where you're tight, 4, or when it feels comfortable,
And 5, inhaling, left leg back to center. Exhale. Inhale, chin and chest toward the leg. Exhale, releasing. And then releasing your leg. Taking a breath. We're nearly finished. From here, we're going to come into bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana if you have it in your practice. So bending the knees. Heels down near to the hips, maybe slightly wider. Feet parallel, toes facing forward. If you want to take bridge pose, you'll have your palms down near to your hips, or maybe grabbing your ankles. If you want to take Urdhva Dhanurasana, palms down underneath the shoulders, fingers spread, elbows in, parallel. So we inhale from either pose, pressing through the heels, rolling the thighs in, lifting the hips, take a breath. Keep lifting the hips, rolling the chest and shoulders open. For 1, legs stay active. 2, knees keep pointing up, they're not falling open. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, slowly rolling down. Just long enough to take a breath. Replace your heels, replace your palms. Choosing your option for a pose, inhale, pressing through the heels, rolling the thighs in, lifting the hips. Keep lifting the hips as we roll the chest and shoulders open, legs stay active. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, slowly rolling down. This time you can grab the knees from above or below, rock forward and back, side to side, releasing any tension on the spine. And when you're ready, extend the legs along the ground. We're going to take inversion sequence. So if you have shoulder stand, halasana or plow pose, and karnapadasana, ear pressure pose in your practice, go ahead and take it. I'm going to count to 15. Otherwise, we'll take a gentle inversion. Work on rolling the chest open, palms down near to the hips, bringing the legs up to 90 degrees. You can stay here, or bend your knees, or rest against the wall. So choosing your option for today. This should feel a bit restorative, meaning if it feels very difficult, take an easier option. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're in shoulder stand, releasing into halasana. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. From halasana, bending your knees, karnapadasana for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly, if you need to, extending your legs, giving support to your spine, lifting back up so our legs are up. Slowly rolling down from your shoulders to your hips, and then from your hips to your heels. We're in this kind of position, just rolling out, coming back onto the mat. Or Shavasana. Please stay for Shavasana, especially after a more vigorous practice. It's good to allow your body to find relaxation. So lying on the mat, feet hips distance apart, maybe wider. Relaxing through the ankles and the hips, letting the feet roll out to the side. Making sure your spine feels long. Chest and shoulders should feel nice and open, sinking into the ground. Arms parallel to your legs, maybe slightly wider, palms facing the ceiling. But then releasing, relaxing. When you're ready, if you have not yet, go ahead and close your eyes. Mindfully, again, relax the chest, relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Relax the jaw. And relax the face. Take just a few minutes here in Shavasana. The goal is to find stillness. If you can, trying to find relaxation, comfort in your body. If you're feeling distracted or agitated, you might bring your attention, your awareness to your breath. And count out slow, steady, controlled breath. Bring your awareness back into your body. Gently wiggling your fingers, moving your toes. Slowly, with control, bending your knees. Keeping your eyes closed here, slowly rolling over into one side of your body, using your lower arm as a pillow, your other arm for support. And again, keeping your eyes closed, pressing yourself through that support arm back up into any comfortable seated position. The goal here is to feel grounded from the sits bones down. So you can do anything that you want with your legs. But we're trying to feel supported from the sits bones down, length, and again, support through the spine, openness in the chest and shoulders. One more time, taking a breath, deep inhalation, exhalation. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed the practice and feel a little bit more restful. We've released some of that anxious energy. Go wash your hands and face. Have a wonderful rest of your day.